everyone. I am Julian or Modern Mulan. Welcome to IC Stories, episode 41, Y-ral. So let's talk about what Y-ral is. If you guys have been in the space for a while, baka familiar kayo sa kanila because previously they were called Hot or Not. So it's gonna be an exciting episode dahil napakaraming updates. Whether napanood nyo yung dati natin or hindi, I think you'll really learn a lot from this one. So ayan, maraming salamat po to everyone tuning in and spending the night with us. Of course, mag-attendance check muna tayo. Unang-una na dyan, ang ating honor student, of course, Scout Martin. Hello, kumusta? Dollar Hunter, Selfie, thank you so much for being here. What a joy it is to be talking about this project with you guys. So, wag natin patagalin pa, no? Tawagan na natin ang ating co-founder of ICP Hub Philippines, Sir Nelson, for some updates. Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good as well. Super excited for the episode. What's new, sir, with ICP Hub Philippines and with just ICP in general?
Yeah, for ICP Hub Philippines, we just finished yung, I think, hackathon natin, di ba, sa Airside
Mhm.
2024. And we were able to showcase three winners. And yung Medium article nandun na, actually available na sa Medium natin. So kung hindi pa kayo nag-follow, please follow our Medium, no? Just look for ICP Hub Philippines sa Medium. You'll see it there. Yung mga kaganapan na nangyayari sa yung mga on-ground activities natin, no? They can see that. And we had a successful code camp by our tech lead, no, si Ellie. We're in 100 plus yung registrations, no? And on that live code camp, very active yung mga developers, no, in asking questions and deploying their smart contracts. And I just want to mention na abangan nyo, we have a hackathon that we will launch actually this week. So it's either tomorrow or Saturday. It will be launched. We'll give you 1 week to register. And kasama nung hackathon na yon will be 5 workshops. No? So ano siya, journey talaga. No? Kung beginner ka, you can start with the first workshop, no, para ma-guide kayo, and then towards to hanggang do sa beginning ng towards to the end of the workshop, wherein you'll be able to deploy your project. May mga prizes tayo dyan na malalaki, and if interesado kayo matuto, interesado kayo manalo actually ng prizes, then abangan nyo yan sa channels natin sa socials. And of course, yung Korea mission next week, no? Meron tayong episode
Yes.
tomorrow, specifically. Kasama natin yung ibang hub sa ibang bansa, si Thailand, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Korea, to discuss kung ano yung mangyayari sa Korea next week.
Mhm.
Actually, napakadaming events. Di ko na maalala lahat. But malalaman niyo yan
Sobrang
bukas
dami.
sa show tomorrow.
Yes. So, alam ko sobrang dami ng mga nabanggit nating events, but I want to highlight two things. So, the first one is yung code cap. So, yes po, we've been hearing na ang dami namin pinupuntahan na universities and regions, pero wala pa tayo ng online, no, para sa mga tao na hindi naman makakapunta. So, we have this code camp. It's accessible at dahil na live stream po yan, pwede niyong panoorin, you can follow along, and then may mga questions nga po doon na sinagot ang ating tech lead. So, kunwari, nag-follow along kayo pero may mga questions pa rin kayo, do not fret. Pwede kayong mag-comment. O kaya naman, sali po kayo sa mga groups natin, sa ating
Sa Telegram.
community. At doon kayo magtanong. Yes, sa Telegram po natin. No? Welcome po
Yep.
lahat dyan. So, nakalink po lahat yan sa ating description box. So, we have that, yung code camp. That was the first of hopefully many. And then, yung pangalawa na gusto ko ring i-highlight natin is meron po tayong IC Premyo. So, weekly or
Yep.
ang goal natin is weekly magkaroon tayo ng mga pag-games para sa community natin. So, right now, meron po tayo ongoing. Magkakaroon tayo ng 3 winners and per winner, meron pong 1,000 pesos each sa ating GCash, no? So, ayan. Yung
Yep.
giveaway mechanics, sobrang dali lang. Either gumawa kayo ng sarili ninyong content, original, pwedeng meme, pwedeng video, or graphics, kahit ano man yan, no? Pwede kayong gumawa, sariling content, and then, pwede rin kayong gumamit sa mga existing nating videos. So, you can maybe clip in or i-crop ninyo yung mga live stream natin, ganyan, no? So, ang dami, the possibilities, pwede nyo gamitin yung mga existing content. So, the goal there is ilagay lang po sa ating Telegram. Pag nag-join kayo, meron tayong makita nyo doon. I think, ano pangalan nung folder natin, sir? Parang
Uh,
may, wait, let me double check. Legion
IC
Contest
Premium?
folder. Yan, Legion
Okay, okay.
Contest folder. So,
Yeah,
sa
yeah,
ating
we have a
Telegram,
Legion folder. Yeah, yeah,
hanapin niyo
tama,
yung
tama.
Legion folder and then
Weekly,
ilalagay niyo
nandun
doon.
yung contest, yes.
Yes, so dun niyo po ilalagay yung content, either original or from our existing pool of content na inedit ninyo.
Sayang din yun,
Tapos
linggo-linggo 1,000 GCash, no?
oo,
Pwede ka
tama.
manalo.
Iba-iba
Allowance.
'tong weekly, guys, I swear. Iba-iba siya weekly, so it's gonna be incredibly exciting and engaging. So ayun, I think lalo na sa mga ganito, whether bull or bear market, napaka-importante na part ka ng community. So if you're looking for a great community, lively at maraming opportunities, RCP is the place to be. And again, sa mga weekly bonanza natin, it's a good place to start. Hello sa ating VA. Hello, hello. It's Christine. Thank you so much for being here. Anyway, ang dami nating updates na binigay at ang dami pa naming i-reveal in the next few days. So please follow us sa Twitter especially dahil doon po tayo pinaka-active. Telegram, Facebook, be a part of the community to stay updated. Now, sir, this is gonna be, like I said, an exciting episode kasi nag-guest na natin siya before, but now he's back again with so many more updates for us. So, huwag natin patagalin pa. Are you ready, sir? Tawagin na ba natin
Yes.
ang guest?
Yep.
All right. Everyone, please help me give a very warm welcome for the founder of Y-ral, Sir Rishi. Rishi, how are you?
Thank you so much,
Hi,
Julian, for
Rishi.
the very warm welcome. And hi, Nelson. It's been quite a time since we spoke last. I think
I
it was
know,
more
it's a
than
year.
yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
year, and yeah, we have just been talking about that time flies so fast, and
It's crazy.
here am I back with you guys. Thank you so much again for this wonderful platform. I've been following all the updates since the last 1 year, and the community is doing outstandingly well. So thank you so much,
Thank you.
Nelson and Julian.
I I remember, Rishi, this is the first episode is Go Bazinga.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
then the next one, of course, is Hot or Not.
yeah,
And now it's Viral.
we're here. Yeah.
yeah.
So, maybe walk us through what viral is first, and then we can talk about the branding. Because many of our viewers are babies; they're new to the space. Maybe we can give them an idea of what hot or not was and what viral is now.
Yeah. Yeah. So essentially, we at Viral are creating a short video social media platform similar to TikTok or Instagram Reels that you would have seen. And I have already talked about this, but give you an overview of the scale of the problem that we are trying to solve. There are 4 billion users of social media platforms spread across the globe, which is like half of the world's population is on various
That is
social
wild.
media platforms. Yeah, maybe more than that. These are kind of old numbers, but yeah, half of the world is using social media platforms. On an average, people spend 2.5 hours daily scrolling content.
Mm.
Nelson, Julian, I'm sure you guys would have friends who you would be meeting at restaurants or cafes, but they would be onto their phones, just scrolling
Oh yeah,
content.
scrolling
Yes.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, scrolling away. And on an average, all these users spend 2.5 hours daily scrolling content, which amounts to close to 11 billion man hours being spent daily by people just just
Social
like
media.
swiping their fingers
Hmm.
across. I think some people might have some good muscles on their thumbs also now because of
Oh yeah,
just
for
constant
sure.
swiping.
It's an addiction. It's a
Yeah,
modern day addiction.
yeah, it's it's a modern day addiction, right? So first of all, we saw this, and then we started digging a bit more on who, how many people are able to earn any kind of or monetize their time while they are scrolling content. The numbers are pretty alarming. Only 50 million out of this 4 billion, which is like just under 0.1% of the entire users on social media platforms are able to earn any kind of revenue. So only 50 million people are are professional content creators.
Such a huge gap. Mm-hmm.
Another 200 million are uh, are content creators who just started out, and
Mm-hmm.
the rest 3.75, like 3.8 billion users are mostly users who just spend their time and not being able to earn any kind of monetary rewards.
Mm-hmm.
So so the problem stemmed from that is it possible that we can give out a platform to users wherein they can get entertained, which is like they are scrolling content, they are watching funny videos, new videos, happy videos, any kind of videos that they want to watch, but also at the same time being able to earn some kind of monetary rewards while watching content.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
while we started digging a bit more on this, we realized that if we combine two different verticals, so gaming and social, into a single platform, that might just give some kind of avenues for users to be able to earn some kind of monetary rewards while they are scrolling away. So yeah, so with these two different ideas, we created first Go Bazinga. Nelson rightly said, but Go Bazinga was a name which was not sticking a lot with our users. Our first initial target market was India primarily, because I come basically from India, and of course India is a country of 1.5 billion people. It has the largest population on the planet, and a fairly big market for anyone to establish their presence in. So that's why we started off with India, but Go Bazinga was not sticking with the Indian audience a lot because it was
Mhm.
again an English name. Uh, we we got onto Hot or Not because the gaming aspect was that we what we started including on top of the social layer. And the
Mm-hmm.
first game that we came out on top of the social layer was called Hot or Not, which
Yeah.
is you stake some tokens and say if the video will go viral, which is like you say hot, or will not go viral, which is not. And these are early contests, so you either win or you lose depending on where the majority voted. And the name of the game basically became the name of the app. We
Mhm.
started applying for trademarks across different geographies. Of course, we were able to garner a trademark in India, but a few geographies we were getting a bit of a problem for garnering the trademark. And then we realized that our ambition is not just being present in a single geography, but being present across the globe. And that's why we came onto viral, primarily
Mm-hmm.
because viral is something which videos or creators go on various social media platforms. And
Mm-hmm.
even the hot or not concept was around, if you're swiping hot, which means that you are betting that the video will go viral. And if you're saying not, the video, you're betting against that the video will not go viral.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so this has been the journey for the last I think couple of years, and viral is the new age decentralized social media platform wherein each and every uh, user is a part co-owner of this entire ecosystem, and then they get options to monetize their time and attention from
Yeah.
day one.
It has been
Yeah.
such an exciting year to just see how much you guys have been growing and how you are doubling down on your I would like to call them like your key features, right? So in our previous interview, so last year, in our interview last year, what really struck me is what you said about consumers, people who don't create, should also be earning or should also be rewarded. And I think that was an interesting concept. And I want to revisit that, especially for our new viewers. So there were, in our last conversation, there were two ways mainly for people to earn. Number one is if you add value, you create. So either you create content, you refer your friends, or you do content moderation, right? And then the
Yeah.
second one is being a consumer, so participating in guessing basically what you said, the gamification of whether a content would go viral or not, and then you earn rewards if you're correct, right? So with the rebranding and how you've been structuring things, has any of this changed, or did you modify or delete anything about that?
So it has been the same concept. for the last 1.5 odd years. So basically, it again stems from the same problem statement that we are looking to solve, which is how do we make a platform wherein each and every user coming on to the platform on day one is able to monetize their time and attention. And
Mhm.
the thesis of the entire platform remains the same, and the pillars that we built the platform on also remains the same, but we have been stuck with a few challenges. So during the time of the SNS, so just to for our community members, for them to easily understand, SNS is like
Yeah.
an initial coin offering, which is similar to how companies go public, how private limited or private companies go public on the blockchain. Mechanism on the blockchain systems. The mechanism to raise funds is an ICO, which is an initial coin offering. On the internet computer, the ICO is called the SNS, and Viral went through an SNS event sometime last year in the month of July, and we raised close to 1.1 million ICP uh, during that SNS event, which in today's terms is around $15 million.
That is crazy. What does that feel like? I know
Yeah.
we're supposed to talk about like the technical aspect of it, but as a founder who has been working day and night in this project, walk us through how that feels like, and maybe just to motivate future founders here in the space in
Yeah.
the Filipino community.
Yeah, yeah. So, so SNS. While we did the SNS, of course, the price, of ICP or any other crypto keeps
Mhm.
on moving.
Yeah.
So we raised 1.1 million ICP. Back then, it was sitting uh, at a value of around $4.5 million. But
Mhm.
since then, over the last 1 odd year, the price has also grown thrice for ICP, and hence
Yeah.
the overall raise went three times
Mhm.
above what we raised earlier. So, yeah, so of course, it gives you a lot of tools to be able to create new things on the platform much faster. So we were a
Mhm.
very small team pre SNS. We were just 4 to 5 core team members, out of which only two were core developers, and the rest were mostly in marketing and business and finance.
Mhm.
But since then, we have grown to a team of 20 plus members now, post the
Wow.
SNS,
Congrats.
and
That's amazing.
we are the largest Rust team right now in the ICP ecosystem. And I would also go a bit far saying that we might be one of the best teams, not just across the IC ecosystem, but across the other blockchains as well when it comes to Rust. We have hired some rockstar Rust developers over the last 1 odd year, and so at the SNS event, the ICP that was raised is right now on the treasury of the DAO. So,
Yes.
just to make it easy again for our community members, DAOs are decentralized autonomous organizations, and whosoever uh, is a community participant in a DAO is able to make any kind of decisions with respect to putting up proposals on an online platform, and then voting with the voting power that comes through the tokens of the DAO. So essentially, we have hot tokens. The ticker for hot tokens will also change, but that is still under the wraps. I can talk about this maybe the next time we meet again. But
Yes.
yeah, so during our SNS event, people from all across the globe participated while giving ICP to the Hot or Not DAO. Back
Mm-hmm.
then, it was the Hot or Not DAO, uh, and uh, and then hot tokens were generated with the supply of 1 billion hot tokens, and then community members who participated in the SNS event sale got hot tokens against the ICP that they put out during the SNS. So, which means we sold around 33% of the hot token supply, which is 330 million hot tokens
Mm-hmm.
during the SNS event, against which 1.1 million ICP was raised. And the entire now platform, which was very centralized, I think the last time we spoke, became a DAO. which means now the entire community owns the platform, and each and every
Yeah.
user participating into the hot or not viral ecosystem is now a co-founder of the ecosystem, because they get a decision making power in the form of putting up any form of proposals that they want, with respect to technology, with respect to marketing, with respect to operations,
Yeah.
anything that they can do. And the best part is, the ICP that was raised, worth $15 million worth, in today's value, is on an online treasury. Anybody can go ahead and check, and people can put up proposals and demand that ICP or hot tokens from the DAO's treasury for doing any kind of work for the ecosystem. So, which means an
Wow.
Yes. So, which means anyone can now become an entrepreneur on the hot or not ecosystem, because they can choose to take whatsoever decisions in the form of proposals. And if the community accepts those decisions in the form of proposals, they can withdraw any kind of financial
Yeah.
uh, reward from the treasury, and in return they can uh, do complete the work that they have promised to all the community members.
We
Yeah.
love to hear that. It's
Great.
exciting that it's so exciting to hear how much involvement the community can truly be here. So with the changes that you mentioned, I heard that you're also getting a new version of the URL. So you're changing the name of the token and also the URL, right? So what can we expect from this and when?
Right, Julian. So, rightly said, until now we are still hot or not hosted on hotornot.wtf, which is
Mhm.
the original domain name, which has been there for the last 1.5 odd years. But with the rebrand onto Viral in place, uh, I believe that all our community members by today or tomorrow can expect the new URL out. They can follow our Twitter
Nice.
page and check it out. But going forward, we'll be viral.com, YRAL.com, and as soon as as soon as we launch the new version, all the community members can go ahead and start creating their accounts. And so another thing that I would want to cover is that during the time of the SNS, we were running a few marketing campaigns, a few airdrop campaigns, and we were able to garner around 20,000 new users in a span of I think close to 10 days, because
Mm-hmm.
of which we had to so we had around 55,000 logged in users. And since our architecture is built in a way wherein each and every user gets their own smart contract, basically canister, on the ICP, we
Mm-hmm.
had close to 55,000 canisters spread across the entire subnet, because of which we ran
Oh,
out of yeah, because of which we ran
because
into some kind of limitations
yeah, because of
with respect to subnet scaling.
the number, the volume, the surge of users that you had
Right,
recently.
right. So
Is
because
it
of
a problem?
yeah, it's a good problem to have, and because of that, we had to shut down our signups. And it's been 6 months since we have been just working on the scaling aspect of the platform.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So right now, we were just hosted on a single subnet uh, on the Internet Computer blockchain, but
Mm-hmm.
the new architecture would allow us to create canisters, which are smart contracts, across different subnets. We are
Oh,
literally the first ones in the ICP ecosystem who has been able to do that in a dynamic way. Until now, I think
Yeah.
only OpenChat is the only DApp which basically is on multiple subnets. But the process of their scaling is a bit different from what we have
Mm-hmm.
been able to achieve now. But in our case, we would never need to stop signups ever again, primarily because
wow.
all new users can have their own smart contracts, which is
Yeah.
canister, across different
That's a
subnets.
good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, so even if you have some kind of limitations on a particular subnet, the system can dynamically create canisters on another
Mm-hmm.
one. And if there are limitations on the next one, and the system can automatically choose
Yeah.
to create canisters on whatsoever
Yeah.
subnet is available.
By the way, I want to add, Rishi, on that note, regarding the increase in size of canisters becoming 400 gig. How beneficial was it
Yeah.
on your platform?
Yeah, rightly said, Nelson. So, until now, we have been facing some challenges for putting out videos also in the canisters, and
Hmm.
primarily because the videos are pretty, you know, huge in size, and then
Yeah,
the same videos are replicated across 13 different nodes, which is across the subnet. So until now, the architecture that we have is wherein the videos are not on chain. So all the metadata about the videos and everything around the videos is of course on chain. The entire platform is on chain, but the video
hmm,
content right now is does not reside uh, on the subnet and on the canisters. But with
Mhm.
this 400 GB increase in the size of the canister, in the future we can also store video content, video data
yeah,
in the same canisters for an individual user. So think Nelson has created, for example, 20 different short videos. He can choose to have all those videos in the canister that
that
Nelson has
canister.
while
Yeah.
he logged in, uh, on the viral ecosystem.
Okay. Before we go to the next question about roadmap and upcoming things, can you tell us where you are right now? Where are you staying right now? Because at some point in time we were talking in India. The next video was in Canada,
Canada.
and now,
Where are
tell us
you, Rishi?
more.
Yeah. So I have been attending quite a few blockchain crypto events over the
Mhm.
last 1 odd year,
Mhm.
because of which wherever these events are, I generally have to travel.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
right now I am in Barcelona. There was a crypto event here just last week, because of which I've been here. And now, post this, I'll be going to Zurich, wherein we are setting the non-profit foundation for
Ah,
the
yeah.
viral ecosystem. So akin to Definity, we are also setting up a Swiss non-profit, which is very similar to how Definity works, in the heart of Switzerland, which is Zurich. And because of that, we'll be there, and then we'll also have a few team members, a very small team, but a few team members sitting out of our Zurich office, because it's very easy for them to then uh, you know
Yeah.
initiate any kind of discussions with Definity or the engineers
Agree.
at Definity, and so on and so forth. And of course, the ecosystem that Switzerland has been creating around Web3 crypto projects is also pretty amazing. The compliance is a bit easier because the information is out there for any entrepreneur, any Web3 company to come out and consume. But at the same time, it's a bit difficult because the expenses of setting up all these
Oh
entities is much higher as compared to other geographies.
For sure, for
Yeah.
sure. I think what we've covered so many topics in such a short period of time, but I would like to come back to some of the challenges that you guys faced and the solutions that you are presenting. Because I feel like um, you face similar challenges with other projects, but you handle them in such different ways, such as the scalability issue and how you're addressing it or addressed it using the canister approach, right? Now, I want to ask you, are there any significant challenges that you faced recently aside from the scalability, and how are you addressing it, or concerns from the community that you guys are ironing out?
Yeah, scalability, rightly said, Julian. Scalability has always been a challenge for us because as soon as we open up the signups, the some way or the other, the app goes viral in one of the
Again, that was a
geographies.
great problem.
Yeah, yeah. All these
Each
are
now has a great
very good
solution.
problems. Yeah,
Yeah.
all these are literally like very great problems to have. But on the other hand, social media platform only survives if there are new users joining the platform, and also
Yeah.
at
Mhm.
the same time these new users are putting out content each and every day. So if
Yeah.
the signups are closed and there are no new users coming in, being able to come in and log in, and not being able to, since the new users are not coming, they will also not put up video content, and that's why any social media platform, not just viral so to say, but starts
Mhm.
facing a lot of issues with respect to new
Yeah.
content. How many, so the old users also get tired of the same kind of content that they have been seeing with the same
Of course.
set of users. And that's one challenge that we were facing because of the scalability issues, but thankfully that has been resolved. And you if you today you go to the ICP dashboard, you would see a very big spike with respect to cycles burned. uh, Viral is doing all the cycle burn right now. We are creating
Mhm.
close to 300,000 canisters across various
Oh,
subnets.
wow.
It's
It's
unheard
wild.
of. It's unheard of. It's wild
Yeah.
in the ICP ecosystem because 300,000 canisters
Wow.
are being created right now to
How
be able
many
to
cycles? That's a lot.
onboard. Yeah,
Mhm.
so that's a lot of cycles. And now these many canisters, 300,000 canisters are being created to onboard new 300,000 users. And
Mhm.
Mm.
as soon as we reach capacity with these 300,000 users, again we'll have another 300, 400,000 canisters in place. So
Mhm.
yeah, so the scalability issue has been uh, kind of solved for us. Another thing that the problem that we noticed with our users uh, before we had to shut down the signups, new signups, was that
Mhm.
in some geographies, people were not able to log in using internet identity. They were facing a bit of a challenge,
Oh, okay.
and because of that, now we have also added support for Google, Facebook, and internet identity login. So
Okay.
essentially, you can log in with your Google accounts, you can log in with your Facebook accounts,
That's so
and
easy. Wow.
yeah. So you just press a button, and if your Chrome browser already remembers your credentials, you don't have to do anything. Your
Mhm.
new wallet on the viral app gets created, and automatically you
Hmm.
can get
Okay.
your CKBTC or your CKETH, your
Mm-hmm.
ICP, your hot tokens, everything in the same wallet without doing anything. So
Mhm.
essentially, so there are like two phases to this. It has some kind of lower security as compared to internet entity, but for users who are coming in to just watch videos and not hold a lot of tokens, it makes a lot more sense because then logging in for them becomes very easy. And because of this new entire architecture, now we have been able to bring down the login times from 15-20 seconds to just under 5 seconds, like 3 to 4 seconds,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
is again huge in the Web3 space, primarily because there are not a lot of dApps right now wherein logging in is fairly simple. So if you use the Solana ecosystem, you would need to use a lot of wallets, something like a Phantom, something like
Phantom. Yeah.
Mhm.
or other wallets in the ecosystem. And for interacting with the ETH ecosystem, then you need to have your MetaMasks of the world, and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
So logging in is a challenge. What if on a Web3 platform we give users a Web2 login, a very
Yeah.
similar experience
That's
of
how you
what
get
they have
people
already
in,
had,
right?
right?
That's so smart. Mhm.
Yeah, so that was another challenge that we have been solving, that how
Mhm.
do you create safe mechanisms for web 2 users to be able to come in the web 3 ecosystem and
Mhm.
understand how the web 3 ecosystem works.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, so logging in was a bit of a problem that we had to solve. Another thing that we really solved was the speed of the app, the interaction of how much time you would need to wait after you press the button of the app icon or you go to the URL. So before the new architecture in place, the first video that you would see used to take around 8 to 10 seconds. With the new architecture in place, we have been able to get that down to again under a second,
Mhm.
under a second or two. And this is all for users to be able to come in and seamlessly start scrolling content without waiting for a lot of time. In
Yeah.
today's world, nobody has a lot of
Yeah.
patience to wait
I know
even for
goldfish.
Yeah.
Goldfish attention. Yeah.
Yeah, so nobody has the patience to even wait for around 10 seconds, and that is what we understand very well. We want to
Mhm.
make the platform as fast as your TikToks of the world, or YouTube Shorts, or Instagram
Mhm.
Reels, and give the experience to the end user as if they are using a Web 2 app, but it's actually a Web 3
Yeah,
app.
Yeah,
that's a good. That's the objective actually.
yeah.
Where we're heading right now. That's
Yeah,
the future.
I
Yeah.
and
think the
thankfully,
goal. Mhm. Go ahead. Go ahead.
we have been able to, with the new architecture in place, we have been able to do all these things that I'm talking about,
Mhm.
and have been able to create this new platform, which will be out just today or tomorrow. Everyone in the community needs to be out there checking out our Twitter, because it will just be launched in the next few hours. And
Surprise.
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, and the platform, the new platform, with the new architecture, the look and feel and the overall experience would be very similar to what you get today in the Web 2 world, and you would not feel that you are using a technology which still needs, some kind of improvement, and will take a
Mhm.
few more years for people to, start using. We are trying to do our best to make it very similar to what everyone uses at this point of time,
Hmm.
without even a second of delay, to be able to use the platform.
I was gonna say that because there are so many apps that are being built in Web3, and that's incredibly exciting, right? That's good news for everyone, no matter where you're building, but especially if it's an ICP. But the thing is, honestly, as a user, you can still kind of palpate or feel that the tech is great. However, that doesn't resonate with the user experience. Like you can feel that, oh, this is new. It's still kind of finding its footing. So it's really, really incredible to hear from you that you guys are your goals within the team is to make sure that it feels as if it's just like the usual ones that we're interacting with. I think that's gonna be great. The easy, accessible user login is also great. Web3 can sometimes be intimidating, right? So
Yeah,
having that kind of option for users just makes it again accessible, easy for everyone. Everyone is happy, and yeah, it's a great way to be interacting with the blockchain.
By the way, we have a lot of questions on mobile. Will this be available on mobile anytime soon?
yeah. So we'll have a part of the application available as a mobile app, primarily because if you are a DAO, you're already in the hands of the community.
Mhm.
Now, if you have a mobile app out on the app stores, like a Google App Store or an Apple App Store,
Mhm.
essentially they start driving the rules. So they charge their commissions, they have certain rules on how the app
Oh yeah.
should look and behave, and so on and so forth. So for decentralized platforms, it's not the right way to go.
Yeah.
But again, for the best user experience, we will have bits and parts of the original app
Yeah.
as a mobile app as well, so that we do not leave any user out of the ecosystem, and we can
Correct.
garner as many users as we can,
Agree.
irrespective from wherever they are coming from, whichever geography they are coming from. We want to be the biggest platform in the Web3 space by far. So, hence, we
Yeah.
would be coming out with a mobile app.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
feel like the current rules would be subject to change as well eventually because there are so many decentralized applications that are being built now that it would be hard or it would be selfish to ignore to not cater to the new needs of this new technology, right? So I feel like it's interesting that you guys are moving towards that, and I feel like again, eventually, um, there will be lesser restrictions for dApps, or they will be more supported. So yeah, we do have a lot of questions here about algorithm, content moderation, and things like that. So if you're ready to jump in with the community questions,
Yeah,
are you down?
yeah, yeah. Very happy
All
to
right.
hear the community questions.
Yeah.
So
Me.
here's
Yeah. Hold on.
one. From Espresso. Sorry, sir. Were you picking a question? Sir Nelson?
No, no. Go ahead. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay. So
I
here's
was
one from
looking at the
Espresso.
questions. Yeah.
He's asking, what are the KPIs that will help a newbie track the success of his or her monetization efforts on Y-ral? How can one measure and analyze these metrics? So as a creator myself, one thing that I always look for in these apps where you can create content is the metrics, like the analytics. So would you be having that kind of interface as well for both users and as a consumer? Would they be
Right.
separate or the same? How is it going to
Rightly
look?
said. Yeah. So essentially, we would be having dashboards. I think we have already started work on creating dashboards for all kinds of metrics around the viral app. So
Mhm.
essentially, it will start with some basic key metrics for the entire app. So something like how many active users are there, how many overall user base is there, how many people are coming back on a daily basis, how much time are they spending watching all the content, how
Mhm.
many videos are is an average user watching, and so on and so forth. So the basic app metrics will be out first. The
Mhm.
second metrics that would be then we'll start working on is the metrics for a particular individual user. And
Mm.
the individual user metrics are generally how many games have you played in the ecosystem, what has been the results of all the games that you have played. Have you
Like a
won on
PNL.
those? Yes, like a
Yeah.
PNL. So have you won on those games or have you lost on those games, and so on and
Mm.
so forth. So these will be the initial metrics, again for content consumers, people who like watching a lot of content. And then we would be starting our work on the metrics for content creators,
Mhm.
primarily around the kind of and the engagement
Engagement.
that
Uh-huh.
that the creators would be getting amongst all their content pieces. So
Oh,
if
that's
for example
interesting.
if you put out a piece of video, we would have a metric which is very similar to how you would find on TikTok or even Instagram Reels. How many people engaged with you? What are the geographies? Which places generally your followers
How
come from?
long they watch, things like
How
that.
long they watched, and so on and so forth, so that you can get your feedback for creating better content the next time on the
Correct.
viral app. And
That's
yeah,
so
so
helpful.
essentially we'll have all these KPIs for each and every one, but it will start with the KPIs for the entire DAO, wherein people who have invested during the SNS event, they would be able to see. Any future investors in the hot token would also be able to view how the platform is growing through the basic
Mhm.
app metrics first, and then subsequently individual contributors, individual users would also be able to see their own progress.
That's awesome. That's such a great
That's
question,
great.
Espresso.
Yeah.
And of course,
Thank you, Espresso. Yeah.
great answer as well. So another one asks, so this one is from Charimaya70. Could you clarify any restrictions on the type of content that users can post on the platform, or are all content permissible?
So there is a limit on the kind of content that you post on the platform. We allow NFSW content, but also at the same time we do not allow any kind of violent content, any kind of gore content, any kind of
Mm,
content which is not suitable for an average user, an average audience. Although the system AI already does a check when somebody uploads a
yeah.
new video, and if the AI really thinks that this piece of video should not, and it's again based on a lot of training, but
Mhm.
if the AI believes that this piece of content should not stay on the platform, it automatically removes. But even if
Mhm.
the content piece comes onto the platform, because AI is not able to tag that,
Mhm.
then users watching content can flag that piece
Oh
of
yeah,
content.
because you have
And
the content moderation bit, right? Oh, that's interesting.
right, so
Mhm.
once the content piece gets flagged, users who are participating in content moderation can
Mhm.
then choose to either, so basically they can vote on this piece of content if this is right for the platform or not right for the
Yeah.
platform. While they are doing this, they also get monetary rewards in the form of hot tokens.
Incentivize. I love how every time you try to add value in any way or form, you get incentivized, you get recognized. And I think that's how you truly build a community, right? That's how you,
Right.
for everyone's just engaged. And because you in our regular apps, like you do this, right? We report stuff that are inappropriate, but we don't get anything out of it. So it's nice to just keep doing the same things, enjoy the same kind of platform, but now you get something in return. So I think
Yeah.
that again, that's interesting, and you own it. Actually, you're a co-founder, so to speak, if you invested early. So that's incredibly interesting. Thank you for that, Sharimaya. Another one is so this one again is more on content. So um I think we have a lot of content creators
Yeah.
in this space that's exciting. So this was
Yeah.
from Cheesy ICP. Are there any specific types of content such as sponsored posts, affiliate marketing that would deem to be more effective at driving revenue on viral?
Rightly said, Chile's ICP. So this would be coming in at a later point of time wherein people
Mm,
could do sponsored posts. So, for example, if you are a new content creator and you want more audience on day one as compared to the organic growth, you can
mm,
put up sponsor posts for your piece of content, and those sponsored posts would be shown to more users as compared to the organic reach that you would have. and
targeted, right?
and of course you would need to spend your hot tokens for
Mm,
getting that sponsored post out. So right now, although this feature does not exist, but it's there on our future roadmap.
mhm. Oh, that's exciting. I love that you mentioned the roadmap because I have a lot of questions. I want to hear what you guys are doing next. But I think we have one more question for our community. Would you like me to pick this one, or I think it's best if you pick the last one,
Yeah.
so that they won't be mad at me. No, I'm kidding. Because there's so many questions, right? I
Yeah.
think we covered a lot of content related questions, and there are more. I have some saved up, but I think the last question should be coming from you. Do you see anything that piques your interest?
So there are a lot of things that we have been working on for I we have already had this discussion last year also, and even
Hmm.
uh, you know again I am back
Let's rehash it.
on the
Uh-huh.
yeah on I'm back on the channel. So it's been close to a year since we have been doing a lot of things,
Yeah.
but our focus remains getting original content creators
Mhm.
onto the platform, which is like how do people who are there in Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia, India, Nigeria, the US, all these geographies, how can we start having creator hubs across these regions wherein there are real creators who are creating content for viral and putting that out, and
How do I
then
send my resume for the Philippine hub?
yeah, so rightly said. So we are in the process of setting up hubs. The first content hub is being set up right now in Mumbai, in India,
Uh-huh. Makes
uh, and
sense.
that's the Bollywood capital of the world. So like how you have Hollywood in the US, India has Bollywood, and
Bollywood
it's
is
I
so
think
famous. It's so lively, and it's interesting how creators are going to be incorporating their own type of content in this space. And I think you mentioned earlier that as of late, the biggest user base that you have is from Mumbai, correct? Or
yeah
India?
so yeah, essentially we had the biggest user base from India,
Hmm.
but now that trend is kind of changing. Right now I think the
Oh,
highest users are coming in from Southeast Asia at this point of time,
wow.
and I think yeah, Vietnam and Indonesia are the few geographies wherein a lot of users come in, and then
Hmm.
of course Nigeria, India is one geography, and
Hmm.
then we see quite a few users coming in even from the US, Canada. So it's quite global, but the highest number of users are definitely coming in from Southeast Asia.
Still
But
incredibly exciting. Uh-huh.
yeah, but also at the same time, so we are setting up this content hub in Mumbai, but
Uh-huh.
then the success of this content hub will be replicated across different geographies. So any user who wants to just wishes to start their journey in the content creation space, irrespective of their experience, can join these content hubs and can learn from people who have already some kind of experience for creating content. We'll have professional photographers, video editors, quite a few community members being a part of these hubs, and they would be receiving directly from the DAO treasury any kind of financial rewards to be able to add value into those content hubs. So it's a very
Wow.
exciting time
Uh-huh.
going forward,
A
and
lot is happening.
whosoever wants to, even so, any community member who is listening to us wants to start a content hub. Julian, I have, yeah, I think
Yeah.
Julian is already ready for that. So
Come on,
yeah,
let's
please
go. Let's make it happen.
feel free to reach out, and would be happy to have any kind of discussions around that.
That's so incredibly interesting. And I feel like there's so many things that you could do around that. Because, creating content it has now become a universal language for everyone. Because we are in the space wherein everyone has, access to the internet, things like that. So everyone, like no matter what the ages, they can create content should they choose to. So it's an exciting realm to be
Yeah.
experimenting with. So one of the things that you mentioned is that you guys are a global platform and you are targeting a lot of geographies, right? So here's one question that I feel is relevant. So, um, how do you plan to manage regulations in different countries, especially those related to minors?
A very good question to have, from Kajki.
Kajki, uh-huh.
Kajki, right. So, a very good question, Kajki. We are adhering to all the regulations at this point of time. So, the Swiss legal entity, which is the Swiss non-profit for the entire viral ecosystem,
Mm-hmm.
would employ a few legal representatives who would be taking care of all
The
the
legal side.
geographies, all the geographies that we are looking to launch in. And also at the same time, we really think that any kind of content which is harmful to minors,
Mm-hmm.
or any kind of content which should not be there in the viral ecosystem, the AI, between the AI and the community
Filters out.
members, yeah,
Uh-huh.
would get filtered. And then we also want to create more checks and balances in place wherein any kind of content would
Mm-hmm.
not be able to come onto the platform. So one problem with the blockchain ecosystems is that they are pseudo anonymous, so which means that nobody knows anything about the end
Yeah.
consumer. So if there is a user coming onto the app, on the viral app, as a platform, as an ecosystem, we don't know what this person is, who this person
Mm-hmm.
is, where this person actually comes from, what is his age, uh, if it's a guy or a girl, and so on and so forth. So there is no
Yeah.
information about that particular user, and that's why the blockchain ecosystems exist, because people love to have their own privacy with themselves as compared to give out all the information to centralized
Mm-hmm.
platforms. So Facebook or Instagram would ask you for each and everything because they have to show you advertisements, and they use your data and sell it to advertisers. But in blockchain ecosystems, mostly people who are coming in
Private.
are privacy
Uh-huh.
conscious, and they do not want to give out any kind of information to the entire ecosystem, so to say. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the same ethos that we have also built the platform on. So you can choose to give out information, but then you can choose to retain any information about you as well, and be pseudo anonymous. So if we do not know someone's age, then it becomes a challenge with
Mm-hmm.
respect to whether this piece of content should be shown to that particular person or not. But the primary feed that we'll have will be a family safe feed, and then you
Mm-hmm.
can get into different feeds wherein if you want to watch NFSW content, there's a scroll bar which you can switch on. Once you
Mm-hmm.
switch on the scroll bar, then automatically NFSW content starts coming in, and other forms of
Mm-hmm.
content. So
Oh,
how we are
that's cool.
planning this
Like
out is
tabs that you
multiple
can.
feeds.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so how we are
Oh,
planning this out is multiple feeds, with the home feed being a family safe feed. No, content except which is fine for family should come onto that feed. But then as a end consumer, you can choose to go into different feeds and
oh,
watch whatever content.
Rishi. I was just thinking about this earlier today. I kid you not, because I was like, okay, I have, as humans, we have so many different interests, right? So our feed is a whole mess. So you have
Yeah,
the main feed, and I was like, sometimes I just want to watch meme or like funny videos. Sometimes I want to watch about crypto or Web3. Sometimes I just want to watch about dogs. You know what I mean? But since again, my algorithm is a mix of everything that I love, I can't just pick
Yeah,
one. So
yeah,
it's so
yeah,
interesting that you're making some tabs, and
yeah,
I feel like there's a lot of potential there as well.
yeah,
So now I feel like throughout the interview, you dropped hints of what's to come, the roadmap, features that you guys are working on. But maybe can you give us a quick rundown of everything so that
yeah.
everyone watching would have a better idea, a clearer picture of what they can expect from Viral?
So we have solved the scalability aspect. So today itself, the new platform will open up. Anyone
Mhm.
would be able to start doing signups, which was stopped for the last 6 months. So a
Yeah.
very so a very big accomplishment for our team to be able to have this new architecture in place. And then the new sign up process, wherein users would be able to sign up with their Google authentication accounts, is
Mhm.
another feature that is just
That's
that
big.
would be launched with the same with the new architecture as well. So with the new app, which is viral.com, this
Mhm.
piece of work that we have been doing would also be launched.
Mhm.
And then of course there'll be a few features which will be missing from the previous generation of the app, because we have written the entire. So for anyone who is technical, I think they only technical people would be able to appreciate on something which we have been doing for the feed. So essentially we had to rewrite our entire feed in Rust, essentially from a different front end that we were using. And it's a whole lot of complicated. It's very difficult to do that. But I think we are one of the first in the world to be able to achieve, wherein our social front end is written in Rust. So what does that help in is that gives you a native live experience for a web browser. So which means that the experience of the new app will be very close to how YouTube Shorts or on the web, or Instagram Reels or TikTok on the web generally works. So so I think we'll have more feedback from community members in the next 1 odd week. But it should be like pretty good. It should be like one of the best ones in the Web3 ecosystem for sure.
So exciting. That's a lot already. And again, throughout the interview, you dropped so many hints of the features that you guys are most likely going to be developing, and incredibly exciting. Now, maybe can you share, do you have events, or maybe you can invite people to join in their Twitter, things like that? How can they
Yeah.
be a part of the community?
So just keep out a look on our Twitter handle, and most of the information about Viral goes onto Twitter as soon as the information is out. So that's
Mhm.
one. And then while the new platform, the viral.com, comes out, please go create your accounts, use the app, give us feedback. Again, this is a new thing that we are trying right now in the Web3
Mhm.
space. And it's quite innovative,
That's
very unique
important.
of how what we have done with respect to technology. But
Mhm.
we need a lot of feedback to start improving on the new front end. And
Mhm.
that's what I would love to say, that please go ahead, create your new accounts as soon as the new version is out, which is viral.com, and give us feedback immediately.
Once this is live, for sure, we're also going to be sharing on the socials of ICP Hub Philippines. And if you're not a part of their community yet, we have everything linked in the description box for you guys to check out. So please be a part of their community, join their, follow them on Twitter, say hi, tweet at them, just say that, hey, I watched you on the episode of IC Stories and things like that. Ask them questions, give feedback. Everything is welcome for the viral community. Rishi, it took us a 1 year to touch base. Hopefully, it's not as long.
Yeah,
It's not as long as again when you come back, and maybe we can talk more about the new features. Then it's gonna be an exciting 1 2 weeks for you guys. After the
yeah.
launch, I'm sure there are so many things that you guys are gonna be improving upon. So I appreciate you taking the time, making time for our Filipino community, as answering all of our questions. And again, what a joy it is to be able to talk to you directly, the founder of Y-ral himself, asking all of our questions. The pleasure is ours, Rishi.
Thank you so much, Julian. And it was again very nice being on the session. And yeah, I would love to be back really, really soon. I think every 2, 3 months we need to have these
Oh,
discussions
for
and give out
sure.
everything. to the
Uh-huh.
community. So would love to be back very, very soon again.
Oh yeah, and by that time, I think everything has been launched. Maybe we can do our run through together, just help people create their content. Because like you said, there's like a very few amount of people who are only content creators. So maybe people here who aren't
Yeah,
creators yet, if you want to start, we can help
yeah,
you get that ball rolling for you. But again, thank you, Rishi. Have a great day in Spain. Drink all the
yeah.
sangria that you can.
Thank you so much, Julian. Take
Thank
care.
you. Have a good
Have a
day.
great one. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Ayan, I hope nasagot po yung mga questions ninyong lahat. Nakakatuwa na ang daming questions about content. I think marami na talagang content creators in our space. So babanggitin ko lang po lahat ng mga top questions natin for tonight. And then you know the drill. Please follow ICP Hub Philippines or Isla Camp on our Twitter. And then DM lang kayo doon na, uy, nanalo po ako. Ayan, so Scout Martin Espeso, Charimaya 70, Chili Z ICP, and Kajki, maraming maraming salamat po. And to everyone who sent in their questions, thank you so much. And I think you can still ask your questions sa social media po ng Y-ral. As you've noticed, sobrang active nila, no? From Go Bazinga, Hot or Not, and ngayon Y-ral. One thing hasn't changed. It's that sobrang laki pa rin ang pagpapahalaga nila sa community. And I think that's incredibly important. And it shows, no, with the features na they're trying to add, um, ang dami, very interesting, lalo na yung tabs for your different interests. Personally, yun yung inaabangan ko, no? And yeah, maraming maraming salamat po. Zatres, thank you so much. Hero, thank you. Wow, ICP Maximalist. Yani, Ravi, thank you so much. Beda, thank you everyone for sending in your questions. And to everyone watching this sa replay natin, please say hi as well in our comment section. Again, thank you everyone for joining in episode 41 of IC Stories. Let's talk about Y-ral, previously Heart or Not, with the founder, Rishi. Maraming maraming salamat po. And again, meron po tayo live stream tomorrow with the ICP hubs. Iba-iba, ano, meron tayo with, I think, Korea, Thailand, Vietnam. No, lahat talaga magkukwentuhan lang tayo about the upcoming week. So yeah, it's gonna be an exciting one, you guys. This is something that you wouldn't want to miss. So please join us again. And of course, may mga giveaway tayo. Also, IC premyo natin, no? 1,000 peso Gcash yun. Pang-load na din, pang kape, diba? So sali na kayo. Contest po siya or content contest. Check out our Facebook and Telegram for more details. Again, thank you everyone. Have a great day.